Here's what 1 month realistic growth on YouTube looks like. Hello! If you're watching this right now, that means it's been 1 month since I started posting on YouTube consistently, and it's already surprised me so much. Has it been worth it? Well, so far, yeah, it's definitely been worth it. I've learned so much. Making YouTube videos takes so much time. So major kudos to everyone who is uploading on a regular basis here on YouTube. Let me share with you some of my learnings. In total, my videos over the past month has received over 48,000 views, with a lot of new faces joining me on this channel. That's really exciting for me. In this video, I'm gonna share my wins, what I learned, what worked and what didn't. So if you're curious what it's like to post on YouTube in 2025, you'll want to stick around. If we haven't met, hi, I'm Katie. Welcome to the channel. On this channel, I share my journey through self-improvement, visual storytelling, and exploring how brands work. So if any of those things are what you're interested in, subscribe to this channel. I've always wanted to build something of my own on YouTube, and there was no better push than all the things that I've been trying to work on. At the beginning of April, I started posting on a regular basis. I have uploaded 7 YouTube videos as well as 22 YouTube shorts. I tried to experiment a little bit, so I did a few vlogs, some tech product reviews, even uploaded life advice. I started with 118 subscribers right around the start of April, and now it's May, and I gained over 180 subscribers in between that month. And I just want to take some time to say thank you so much for joining me on this journey and supporting me on this channel. Next, I'm going to talk about videos that worked. As you can probably see, my DJI Pocket 3 video was a top performer at over 8,000 views. I also had a lot of engaged comments from the community. Some people had a lot of really interesting insight and questions. The YouTube shorts, I felt like heard about the shorts algorithm really like pushing out creator content. And so yeah, some of my videos got more than 1,000 views under an hour, which was crazy. Now, the top performing ones from shorts was me at an obstacle course. The second one that did well was which laptop stands would set up faster, and apparently a lot of people resonated with that one. One of my favorite videos that I made, other than the DJI Pocket 3 video, which you guys know I loved when I reviewed the Surface Pro, but specifically because I got to get a little creative with the intro. The intro was inspired by the You Netflix series with Penn Badgley. Next, I want to share growth tactics that I used that I believe really helped some of my videos gain traction. So number 1, I really leaned heavily on optimizing my titles for search. And I wanted to make sure like my keywords were things that people would type in the search bar results for. I knew thumbnails, visuals are super important. It's like a cover of a book, right? So I employed 2 things. One is A/B testing, and then the other one is a scroll test. Now let me explain. YouTube allows you to test up to 3 thumbnail graphics. And so you can design 3 completely different ones and run an A/B test, which is super helpful, right? For data, X amount of days, maybe like 10 days or so, YouTube will tell you which thumbnail was the winner, aka like what was the watch time share, really pulled the most people in and keep them engaged. Definitely would recommend A/B testing your thumbnails. And then the scroll test is just a simple, like once you've designed your thumbnails, you can like scroll through the designs, like you can just save them in your folder and then like scroll through whichever one stops your scroll. Like that's how you know they are strong thumbnails. So that's what I like to employ before I upload something a little bit more time consuming. But if you have the time, on screen pop-up text. So these are just like sort of like captions, but you'll see that on some of my videos where for shorter videos, like five-minute videos, it takes a little bit of time, but I think that for engagement and for accessibility, it can be of an asset. For any given YouTube video that I upload, I will try to upload 2 YouTube shorts for every 1 YouTube video of the same topic. So if I upload DJI video, then on shorts, I might put out a couple of teasers to that video and link it back so as a related video. And I think it helps more or less like reach more people with that content. Like I mentioned, like the shorts algorithm does seem to be pushing your videos out a lot more, but what I've seen, it's not necessarily the main driver of views and doesn't convert to subscribers as well as regular videos. So this would only be something that I recommend if you have the time for it. So I'll go over this more in a future video, but I will share some of the tools that I've been using to film, edit, and project manage my YouTube videos. For filming, what I use is primarily the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera, as well as my Sony A7C mirrorless camera. And I will put that in the description below. Now for editing, Final Cut Pro, but if you are a beginner and something a little bit easier to get into, I highly recommend CapCut, Canva to design thumbnails, managing my overall workflow. I like to use Milanote for my scripting purposes, and Airtable and Notion for project management. And you'll find them in the description below if you are interested in trying out any of those tools. Not all videos did that well. For example, I did a treehouse B&B stay that I personally thought was a really cool experience. And then I had like a life advice one I talked about like 5 years later, 2 of my favorites, especially with the life advice one. It's not like a time sensitive type of topic, but for me personally, whenever I'm stressed or comparing myself to other people or just like general anxiety, I will go to watch that video. So personally, I would recommend you watch it. But yes, that was a video that didn't do as well on YouTube. Now, I've covered a lot up to this point, but I want to talk about my plans for next month. I'm hoping to continue this cadence. So my plans for next month, I would love to do more content on productivity tools, business case studies, filmmaking. Here are a few upcoming videos. So if you're interested in seeing any of those, please make sure you're subscribed so you can get that. Now, I also want to try longer videos that are 10 to 20 minutes in duration. That way I can go a little deeper on topics. I feel like with my background with short form videos, like I'm so comfortable doing like Instagram or TikTok style videos that for me, it's actually more intimidating to go deeper on these topics. Let me know if you can relate. And then finally, I would love to experiment with more video formats, just different editing styles. So that's been a lot. Thank you so much for watching my video recap. I was super excited to share my learnings with all of you. What questions can I answer? And if you have any tips for me as a more senior YouTuber, please leave that in the comments below. I would love to learn from you. I'll see you guys in the next one.